Hello guys, and welcome to War Thunder. Welcome to my video about the Object 906, the OG Longboy. I say that because this tank is a very long tank, as you can see on screen now. This first match that I'm playing in is on the Karelia map, sorry, I've got the name there. This is the first ever battle which I fought in the Object 906. And I was quite pleased with the result. Although it wasn't fantastic, I thought it would be beneficial to show the absolute stock performance of this tank with literally zero modifications researched or purchased. So at the moment we are just pushing up to the B point, which is the spawn point nearest to the allied spawn. Me, an IS-6 and another 906 are going to start capturing it, and I'm not really sure what that 906 was shooting at. It took a couple of shots like that throughout the game. There's another one there. So a couple of facts about this vehicle. In War Thunder, at least, it is a rank 5 light tank, and very nearly drove down there. It is a rank 5 light tank in the USSR tank tree with a battle rating of 7.0. It has a weight of 14.8 tons and a engine power stock of 465 horsepower and fully upgraded of 572 horsepower. So stock, it has a 31 horsepower to ton ratio, and fully upgraded has almost 40 horsepower for every ton, bringing its max speed to 82 kilometers an hour. Now, I've never really gotten this tank above 50, even when going downhill. This may just be because it is stock, but I'm pretty sure the max speed is unobtainable. So at the moment in this battle here, I thought I'd seen a Tiger chassis there, and I've been playing against the Germans all day at this point, so I sprayed it with machine guns because I couldn't see his blue name tag through the rock. Then of course I realised I'm playing with the Germans, which was a bit of a tit move on my part. So now we're going to be pushing up this point towards the A zone, and I see that the 105mm Tiger II is shooting at something there, an M46, which died. But I am nevertheless going to push up over this ridge and hopefully crest it with the decent gun depression this thing gets. It's not good, but for the Russians it is good. You get 5 degrees of gun depression, which does you dirty sometimes when you are using your stabilizer to try and shoot in a move, and you hit a tiny rut and you go somewhere. And here I'm shooting at the STRV, but British bias, the teabag Chobham armour there stops my round. And before you get triggered, I know it's not Chobham armour. I just take the piss out of British tanks because they never seem to die. So I'm going to relocate him, push a little bit further down the hill, and get a shot into him, which I think I crippled him with this shot. So he bounces miraculously, and I hit his track. But using the autoloader in this tank, which has a fixed reload rate of 6 seconds no matter what state your crew is in, I reload fast with him and get a second shot, which hits him in the mantlet, but of course British bias doesn't do anything. So then he misses another shot, so this really the only reason I won this engagement was down to his poor play missing that shot. So I push up again further down the hill, shoot him, disable his driver and gunner, reload, shoot him, take out the rest of his crew. So here I'm looking into their spawn using the really good map design on Karelia. So I'm trying to get a shot into their spawn. I scout and I miss it, then I shoot off somewhere random, and here I get a shot into the engine deck of a Caernarvon. This sets him on fire and he begins to roll down the hill, but we try and take another shot, but British armour eats the shot. As you can see, but then I take another shot and it goes through his turret ring, which is one of the only ways to kill these bloody British tanks, and takes out the turret crew. So I almost belly flopped onto those rocks there, which is another thing I'd like to talk about. The map design of Corellia, there's just rocks behind every crevice, and it gets a bit boring when you can't drive with anything. And I know in real life that would have killed all the tank crew, so I wouldn't have done it, but this is a game. So as I'm pushing down this hill, I see that the Tiger II has detonated some smoke grenades and they're throwing some MGs in there. So I throw a few MGs in there, see if I can't get a hit. But then I continue to flank around the A point, because I know there is a tank on there. And I'm using the quite good mobility of this tank to get to places where they wouldn't, where the enemy wouldn't expect you to be. So here I see an M48 push-up. Wonder if he saw me. No, he didn't. Very sneaky tank. I scout him, and using the stabilizer, I get a nice shot with the APHE into his crew compartment, and then I move up to capture the A point. The stock shell you get with the 906 is absolutely fantastic. In my humble opinion, you have 230mm of penetration at 10 meters, with a muzzle velocity of 1.04 or 1040 meters per second. 1.04 kilometers, my bad. The projectile has a fuse sensitivity of 15mm, which is why it didn't get set off in that Hellcat. I took out his driver and gunner, but just a second before I could reload, the Tiger II-H comes in and confirms that kill. Well done, buddy. The explosive mass in TNT equivalent is 85 grams, which isn't too bad at all. So normally if you get a shot into the space between the turret and driver's compartment in tanks, you can one-shot them. And okay guys, sorry about that, my phone went off, so I stopped recording my voice, so here I am yet again. Hello. So I think I was talking about the shells that this tank gets. So it gets the APHE round, which I covered, and when you unlock the tier 4 modifications, you get the 3BK7 round, which is a Heat FS warhead with 300mm of penetration any range. This does sound like it's incredibly overpowered, but I would like to say that it's not. It's an 85mm Heat FS round. You will struggle to deal any damage. It does very linear damage. I haven't really used it, but I've used it on the ASU 85, which uses the same gun as this. So moving on, this is the next game I wanted to showcase. This is me flanking on Normandy, and I'd like to forewarn you, this game isn't fantastic, but I thought I got quite a successful flank going on. I'd like to suggest this route to any people who were using light tanks on Normandy and didn't really know what to do. So at the moment I'm moving up on the beach and trying to get a couple of spots in. As you can see, the bad gun depression comes into play here. So I can't really sit here and snipe up onto the seawall. So I have to push up and hope that nobody shoots me in the front or back. And I saw the arty dropping over here and thought someone tried to take a shot at me, so I was a bit paranoid until I saw the rest of the artillery strike coming down right here. So this thing has decent mobility uphill. It's better than medium tanks, but it's no RU-251 when it comes to moving around. But of course, then again, this is entirely stock. At this point, I think I'd just about managed to research parts, and here I saw the M103 using the good gun elevation, which is one thing I'd like to mention. This thing does have good gun elevation. I get a shot into the side of his turret and manage to take him out. So now I know I can't see anybody else above the seawall, so I'm going to push up next to their spawn, which is another bit of really good map design by War Thunder, I feel, making people push up by spawns to flank. This is one of the many maps, like Corellia, 38th Parallel, Poland, and what's this one called? This one's called Normandy, and this map where you have to go through spawns, or you can see each other's spawns, and it gets to a point where it's taking the piss. Because I can't drive through here and get a flank on without being worried about my rear. But nevertheless, I push up, being the fearless soldier I am, and I see a tortoise and a Caernarvon. I see the Caernarvon push up, and I get shot in the back of his turret, take out his entire crew. And I'm just about to get a shot into the tortoise when he gets destroyed by a mouse. And I'm just going to push up here and flank when I get shot in the back by an STRV. Any second now. I was going to go around the seawall, not the seawall, I was going to go around the edge of this town because I saw there was some fighting going on there previously in the battle. But just as I'm about to get into cover behind this house here, I get shot in the ammunition by an STRV, which had just spawned up. Very fair, much balanced, well Gaijin, thank you. So now we are moving into the final battle, which I would like to show. This one had some very funny lighting, which made it a bit interesting to play. Struggled to see lots of tanks. But we are on Poland, I think. Yeah, Poland. Pardon me. But we're going to push up to the B point, attempt to get some shots into the C area and maybe scout them. I'm now pushing around 45 kilometers an hour, which is an important number to know. Any speed around 40 or above 45, your stabilizer becomes inefficient and your gun will begin to wobble. So when you are moving at high speeds and trying to take a shot, I would recommend you slowing down to maybe second cruise control or to around 13.9, anything below 40 really, and you're all Gucci. So here, using the cover of the bushes, I'm trying to advance on a B point without being noticed, maybe get a couple of scouts in. Ultimately, that didn't happen because I couldn't see any enemies. Maybe it's because I'm blind, maybe it's because there's bad lighting. But I notice the B point starts to get captured and some tracers are coming in from left to right, so I park up here and get a nice shot into the side of a leopard, and using the explosive filler inside this round, I kill him. And here's another good bit of map design, absolutely stuck here. If I was in anything but something with good horsepower to ton ratio, I wouldn't be able to traverse up this hill. So at this point, I'm thinking the person is staying on B, so I aim in there, get with artillery strike covering them. But when it clears, I manage to see there is a leopard where the other leopard I killed was. Didn't know he was there until we started moving, so I put a shot right into his crew compartment. And again, using the explosive filler that's found inside this round, I implode him. So at this point I'm thinking that's probably the B point cleared out, so I will push up and try and get a capture. All the time I am looking towards the ridge by the C point, see if I can see anybody, and just as I push into this zone I notice I'm not capturing this zone. So that means there is somebody else on here. I was originally just going to drive through it, but I thought I would prefer to just reverse out and then flank around him, because if he or she, the tank, I shouldn't be giving tanks pronouns, but if the tank pushes out with it, they will notice that I'm capturing it, and then they will have the intel on me instead of the other way around. But I push in here, try and get a couple. I push in here, trying to find where it is, and I begin to capture it, which tells me it's moved out of the point, but I've got no idea where it is, and I think it died. One of my friendlies must have killed it. So at this point, I'm really just trying to stay hidden from the sea ridge and capture this zone. Because I keep on saying at this point, because by this battle I was still mostly stuck. I only had parts researched, so I was trying to get as much RP as possible. So this means getting every zone I find, because zones are bloody brilliant for SP and RP. One of the enemies drops artillery on my position, so I bugger off quickly to go into a town, try and get to the A point, see what havoc I can cause there. And I notice the C point is being captured, so I can't see them, but I just throw a scout in there and manage to scout them, which I was quite pleased with. So moving down here, I heard some engine noise to my right. Didn't see my friendly T-54 on the minimap, so I got a little bit paranoid. So I fully rotate my barrel to my right side 90 degrees, push up. But if there were a tank there, I could have used the stabiliser to reliably shoot it on the move. So the RU-251, which I scouted in the C point, just got destroyed by a TU-2S. So that gave me a nice bonus of spawn points, RP and SL, Silver Alliance that is. So I'm pushing down this street here, a little bit scared because I know I'm going to have trouble getting any shots on target because I can't really see tanks. And here, what I think is a Leopard, I throw my scout on it, didn't work, shoot it, turns out it's dead. I either couldn't tell in the battle, or the lighting was so bad it looked like it was destroyed, which it was, but I thought it was just the Leopard camouflage. So now I'm pushing up to the A point, and I can hear quite a bit of pew-pew shooting going on towards the midpoint of our spawn and the A point, so I'm fairly certain the people who captured A have now pushed up towards our spawn with the intent to spawn camp us, which cannot happen, because the second someone starts spawn camping us, you know the game is lost. Disclaimer, I don't actually show the ending of the battle, which is shown here, but we did win. I managed to clear out everything else in my T-44-100 once I died in my 906. So at this point, I said at this point again, I'm really sorry about this. So I can hear some SPAA from behind me, which I'm very worried about because I only have 8mm of armour on the back of my turret, so even 30 cals can penetrate there. So I scout the Kugelblitz, but he moves back down again, so I'm unable to get a shot. I measure the range and I get shot in the back by what I think is a Leopard. So I turn around, scout him, and scoot back into cover, being the fast boy that I am. I capture a zone, which I was very happy about because I got lots of extra research points then. So I'm now going to push up and try and shoot the Leopard, because I know if I shoot him anywhere, he's just toast. So I see the bomb and I shot myself, or I was about to die, but luckily with the Stalinium this tank is made from, the 1,000-kilogram bomb just pinged off me. So I get a shot here into the side of the Leopard as it pushed up, and I managed to scout that mouse. I was fairly certain I was going to die when the Focke-Wulf came back to strafe me, because the upper armour on this tank leaves stuff to be desired. So I'm going to push up here, try and get a shot on the mouse, but ultimately I hit it, come breach by accident, and he kills me. So I'd like to take this opportunity to ask that you leave a like, subscribe, share this video if you like it that much, and I'll get with you for the next one. Hope you all have a good day. Right, this is Crypto V. Peace. See you.